everyone, my name is Molly, and today we are here to talk about all the series that I am ashamed I have not finished reading. I have a terrible habit of reading the first book in a series and never reading the rest of it, or waiting forever to read the rest of it, and it's so bad. And my friends know this, and they're always on my case about reading the rest of the series, but I don't like marathoning series. I don't like to do it. I'm not really sure why. I think it's just because I don't like being in a world for that long. I feel like I miss stuff because everything's blending together and I just want to finish the series as opposed to reading it when I feel like it. Usually that second book is just so hard for me to read, and I know that happens to a lot of us, but today I'm here with 5 series that I'm ashamed I haven't finished reading yet and hope to soon. Hopefully this video kind of pushes me in that direction that's like, yes, read these books. I also have a few honorable mentions that I'm not going to talk too much about, but they're just books that are in here, but they're not on my top priority. I am not putting these books in any particular order. It's just 5 series that I'm ashamed I haven't read yet. And just a quick disclaimer, just because I haven't read them doesn't mean I didn't like them. Like I said before, I just usually like to take a step back from the world, except for a few select cases. So the first book that I have on my honorable mentions list is Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. I read these first 2 books a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, I don't remember honestly, but I read the first 2 and I loved the books. They were so good and I had so much fun reading them, and then I started the 3rd book and I was just not a huge fan of it. And I think it was just the beginning of the book that was kind of messing with me. I feel like it's one of those books that gets better as it goes on, but I just never really got in the mood to go back into that world and to try again. The next book on this honorable mentions list is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I read this book last January and I loved it. I started the second one and I just was not a fan of the direction it went, and just no. And everybody's just making these decisions and I'm like, no, stop it right now. The next book on this list is Legend by Marie Lu. I read this book, Legend, a while ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was good, it was fast-paced, I liked the characters, the world was cool, and for some reason I just never went on with the series. I think I told myself I'd go back to Prodigy after taking a little break, and then I just never went back. I hope to go back to Prodigy eventually, sometime soon, maybe this summer. The next one on this list is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I read this book a few months ago, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, by any means, but I did enjoy the fact that it was a book about angels, and there aren't a lot of books about angels around, and so when I feel that craving for angels, this is the series that I will turn to. I have the first 3 books. I've only read the first book. Are you noticing a pattern? Alright guys, so that ends my honorable mentions list. Now I'm gonna get into the 5 series that I do want to finish. These are priority numero uno. The first one on this list is actually a contemporary, and it is To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. I read this book last December and I loved it, and it was so cute and so fun, and it was just so happy. And I started the second book, put it down, never went back to it. And now that the 3rd book is out in this series, I need to read it. I need to read it. And it was so cute, and it's perfect for summer, and I just haven't read it yet, and I don't know why. My ship was having some problems at the time, so I was I don't want to read this. This is annoying. I want to go somewhere else. The next book on this list is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer series. I read this book. I flew through it. I loved it so much. It was just so interesting, and then I bought the 2nd and 3rd book, and I was like, I have to read these, and I started the 2nd book, got 10 pages in, put it down, because that's not the book I was looking for at the time. I think I was in a book slump, and so I was just looking for that book to pull me out of it, and so I put it down, never went back to it, but I know that I can fly through these books really fast. Like, I flew through Mara Dyer. It's one of those books that you're reading, and all of a sudden, it's like 30 pages later when you thought it was 10. Like, it's just, it flies by, and it's fun. It's not fun. It's dark, but, like, it's good. And so I do miss this series, and I do hope to go back to it soon. The next one on this list I should read soon because they just announced that there's going to be more books in the series, and that is Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. I read this book when I went on vacation like a year or two ago, and I really liked it. It was another book that I flew through, and it was interesting. It wasn't like anything else I had read, really, but like it was at the same time, and it was cool. I think I'll really enjoy them. I think I'll love Warner once I, read the story more. But I think that was also part of me, was like, I don't want to read this, I like Adam, blah, 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 blah. I do that a lot with books. I did that with the ACOTAR series. I was like, I don't want to read about Rhys and Feyre, I like Tamlin, blah, blah, blah. And then I read ACOMAF, and I was like, oh, frick Tamlin, he's a douche, I want more Rhys. And so, like, I know that I'll love them, but I can't push myself to read them at certain points, and so I'm hoping that eventually I'll get that push. And the next book on this list is actually one that my friend literally yells at me all the time for. Like, literally every time I see her, she's like, you haven't finished it yet. And that is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I read up to Heir of Fire. I stopped at Heir of Fire because I didn't feel like going on to Queen of Shadows, but I need to finish it out. And, like, it's not like I didn't like these books. They were okay. I don't love them as much as everybody else seems to, and I don't know what's wrong with me, but, like, they're good, and the world is cool, but, like, I don't think Stelena and I ever connected. Like, I don't think we clicked as, character and reader, and so I think that might be why I just never really invested myself in the world, because I didn't really care. And I read ACOTAR and I loved it so much that it was just like, why don't I love this book so much? And so I still want to give it a chance. I still want to finish the series out because so many people love it. And I mean, I've already read up to book 3. I might as well continue on. The last series on this list that I myself am deeply ashamed that I haven't finished it, because I recommend it to people all the time, and then they're like, oh, so what did you think of the series? And I'm like, I only read up to book 3! And that is the Obsidian series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I loved Obsidian, I loved Onyx. Opal was okay, like, it was good, but I didn't love it as much as the first two, and then I started reading Origin, and I was just like, no, stop. Because they were both annoying the crap out of me, especially Katie. I was like, Katie, you need to stop. And I read the synopsis for the last 2 books, and I was just like, I don't like this. I don't like the direction this is going in. And I know eventually I'll read it, because I love JLA, and I love these books, and I love these characters, but Alright guys, so those are the series I'm ashamed I haven't finished yet. Let me know if you guys have the same issues as I do, or if I'm the only one, and feel free to yell at me in the comments for not reading any of these. Maybe it'll motivate me to read them. And these aren't all the series I haven't finished, just the ones I'm most ashamed of and figured I'd talk to you guys about, and the ones that I plan on eventually finishing. I have some series that I'm not gonna finish. I can't. I don't want to. I plan this summer to try and finish out series. That's my plan. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you did. I try to upload a video every week. If you like my videos, then subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!